What's up, y'all? We back again, man, with Talk Your Ish. It's your boy Dino. Hey, today got part 2 of formerly incarcerated women and men, man. We're gonna listen to their stories, let them talk their shit. I'm gonna go around and let them introduce themselves. Ladies first.
Kendall Parnell Pope. Kendall.
We got Kendall Pooh in the building.
Brian Boston.
Brian Boston, Exotic East. Shout out Exotic East, man. I want my oxtail.
Antonio T. Ballard Boys Moving.
Already. All right, man. So first question, man. We all been in that struggle, man, in the state of Texas. And we all been in that prison, in the hellhole of the state of Texas prisons. And I want us to talk about our experience. You know, I've never heard from a woman's perspective about prison. And I want to hear everybody's story. So, Kenny Poole, tell us a little bit about your experience in the state of Texas prison.
I went in when I was 23.
Mm-hmm.
I did 4 years in TDCJ for 3 different counts of aggravated assault. Before I went in, I was told it's only 2 days that matter. The day you go in and the day you get out. Everything in between is blurred.
Yeah.
And so I went in thinking, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go home. And I never made parole. So I was thinking I was going to make parole. Like, hey, you're going to do 6 months, you're going to do 4 months. I did 4 years. So 4 years. And while being in there, I never really got into any altercations because I don't deal with people like that. I've always felt like I had a calling in my life from being little in the church. But I've always had this thing tug at me. I always angry. I always get upset fast. Never let anything slide. Loyal to them, I'm loyal by default. So if you're my family, I'm loyal to you. So I really never just like ever told my family no. And I don't blame them, but it's like if I can go back in time to do things different, some of the situations I allow myself to be in, I wouldn't put myself in there.
Right. So being in the state of Texas prison, like and this is my one question personally for me. Do y'all have AC in them prisons?
Hobby didn't have AC. That's transfer unit. Didn't have AC. Lockup. It's an indoor facility. Mm-hmm. And so we had AC there. That's more like a transfer, getting ready to get out. I was there right before I got out of prison.
So the prison kind of affects your mental health or like emotional health? Like speak on that a little bit as far as did it kind of you having to transition into another world outside of your norm?
Mentally, before I went to prison, I got a furlough. So I had 3 kids, so I got a furlough so that I could be with them. Mm-hmm. And so mentally, I was already preparing myself. I had a family member that was like, it's going to make you better. It's going to make you bitter. He was like, I want you to come out better because it's not for you. And I was like, okay. So I went in there with the mind frame of minding my own business. I've heard prison stories. They'll do this to you. They'll do that to you. And they always say men's prison is worse than women's prison, but I beg to differ. I think the women's prison is worse because you're around a bunch of women with emotions.
Yeah.
And so they're always high. It's always something. And so being in the women's prison, first of all, going to hobby. And it's every case you can ever think of. I never wanted to be at that prison because it was like, I don't want to be with people that kill their kids. I'm not here for that. You know, right. Mine is serious. But
so you was around, so they housed you with serious.
My bunkie is 2-man cell. My bunkie was in there for killing a kid.
Right.
But they don't go by charges. They go by weight class. They go by age and stuff. So I'm like, when I met somebody, I was like, why am I in here with this lady? And I got kids, like, you know. And so I ended up having a disagreement with her, and I told her, I had some words, and I was like, yeah, I need to get off this unit, because I would never give out.
Right.
And so my sister came, and ended up talking to the wardens and most stuff. I ended up leaving off that unit. Ended up going to, I was in Dayton. I was in Gatesville for a little bit, on Riverside. And that's no better because you have child molesters over there.
Right.
You have everything. You have people doing things that they do out in the free world in prison. And I've always heard that prison is a world inside of its own world, and they're not lying.
Not for real.
So,
And so you got kids.
I have 3.
And how did that affect you? You know, how do you feel like? How do you? I want people to understand. How do you think that affected your children by your absence?
When I caught my charge when I was 17, I got convicted. I fought it for like 5 years, 4.5 years. I didn't have a kid at the time, and so I had my son at 18, and so he was little, like maybe 3. I think they were like 1, 2, and 3, and so they didn't really have an understanding to my absence. But when I got out, my son was like, "Mama, did you kill somebody?" He said, "Somebody told me you killed somebody." I said, "No." So I sat down and told him, "This is what I did. This is what happened." And I thank God every day that they're so much different. They quiet. And so it affected me being inside of prison and I'm raising them, because it was like I constantly prayed for them to be healthy. I constantly prayed for their grandmother that had them so God could take care of them. And by the grace of God, like nothing happened to them in no type of way, no harm.
Right. So did you take any courses, any classes? Did they
took,
provide that in this prison?
Yes. So I took changes. I took a parenting class. I took anger management classes. I took a faith-based class. And you go on a faith-based dorm for 3 to 6 months. I think I was in there for like 6 months. And then I did changes at the end of my sentence. And I did anger management. I did anger management at least maybe 3 times in there.
So Brian, tell a little bit about your story. How, you know, and what kind of transpired with you and how it affected your mental health, how it affected your family, how it, you know, and kind of when you woke up and realized that you wanted to do something different. You know what I mean? Tell a little bit about your
First of all,
experience.
I'm gonna tell you, like, bro, I really try to keep that stuff in the back of my mind so much, bro. Like, honestly, if it wasn't been for you, I wouldn't even be talking about this.
Because you know why, bro? I think it's kids that need to hear.
Yeah, and I feel that, bro, and that's why I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like that time for me, you know what I'm saying, was like, bro, I did 4.5 years, and see, I was on 10 years deferred and caught another case while on papers.
Yeah.
And so my charge was a first degree felony, which carried, you know what I'm saying, from a 5 to 99.
Right.
So when I caught that other case, the judge could have gave me all the way up to 99 years. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so they gave me 25 years, bro, my first time ever going to, to prison.
Yeah.
And so it was like...
Because, bro, I'm going to be real with you. I don't mean to cut you out. When you hit the unit with me, I was shocked as hell, bro. You know, I heard, I was here in the streets, but I was like, damn, my boy, you know what I'm saying? My boy was one of the coldest hoopers come out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And when I left the world, you know what I'm saying? You was hooping. And it just shocked me, bro. It kind of hurt me a little bit, too. I ain't never told you that when I seen you come up, though. But go ahead, bro. I don't want to cut you out. Go ahead.
But nah, I mean, so... giving me 25 years, bro, of course, you don't know how long you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Until you actually see parole and make parole, because with that much time, you ain't guaranteed to make no first parole.
At all.
So you hear all these stories while you in there from these so-called,
jailhouse
lawyers and, whatnot. So you going to sleep, you just have to think about that stuff every night, bro. But like she say, you go in there and you mind your business, bro. I had a routine I stuck with, man. I got me a job. That's why I'm cooking right now in Exotics, bro, because I went in there and I took the kitchen kind of serious. She had me running the shift, you know what I'm saying? Man, God put me in a position with a black lady, bro, who really cut it for me, and she made me, run her shift, you know what I'm saying? Right. And she was the kitchen captain. And I'm talking about we had our way in there.
And I knew you had something on that shelf ball too, bro, when you slid that ball downstairs on the lockdown. I said, "Monty, y'all something on I don't even eat Jack back. That's right. I'm young." You know what I'm saying?
But nah, man, you gotta kind of, like you said, find a routine, bro, and kind of like occupy yourself while you in there. I took anger management. I couldn't take changes because you got to be within 2 years of making parole or something. So I took cognitive. I took the parenting classes, bro. I took 11 classes. I know I had 11 certificates when I made parole, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, thank God I made my first parole, bro, and I came home and I had a business plan when I came home and I got to it.
Your support system. Tell a little bit about your support system, man. And then also tell them a little bit about you forming your plan before your transition.
Well, support system wise, man, it probably wouldn't get no realer than what I had because, you know, I got engaged. She was pregnant with my baby when I went in. Then, you know, my mama, my step pops, my brother, my pastor. That's like, man, that's like my big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could talk to him about anything. He kind of like changed the dynamic in our church as far as like not what a deacon is, more, you know, we got kingdom meaning. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like you feel a part of it. You don't have to have all these qualifications and stuff like that to be next to the pastor. It's like you come in and you do your work. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it, bro. And like he kept in contact with me the whole time I was there. You know, he asked me questions and made me kind of think about stuff, you know what I'm saying, long term, and it just kind of lined up. And, you know, Jeremy Cunningham, bro, I got mail from him like once a month. But his mail was so deep, it take you a whole month to be able to respond to it because he asked you a series of questions and he kind of put stuff in proper perspective as far as being a man. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, I
shout out to Jeremy, man.
I'm thinking that, bro, because when I got out, man, like I said in my last episode, man, I only had one goal. And, you know, I was kind of still a rascal a little bit, doing a little stuff. But at the end of the day, man, I had one goal and I stick to it today. Stay free every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Jeremy, my first cousin, you know what I'm saying? You remember he was telling me he was writing you, man. And he did, bro. When he gave me that when I got out, set me down and had these conversations with me, which further helped me in my transition back into society.
Yeah. Y'all talking about Jeremy and Coach and Fush?
Yeah.
Good dude.
So tell a little bit about your story, T.
Man, I got a very long story. So just like him, back in '95, and I'm old. So back in '95, I caught 10 years the first time for it. Didn't know what was going on. Didn't have no knowledge of the law. Didn't really care. Because I was a wildflower, but like I was out there. I didn't have no guys. I didn't have no support. So I was heading in prison or jail. And I knew where I was going. It was
like me.
It wasn't no question where I was going. Just so happened God planned for me to end up in prison. Now, I did 4 years of Darrington. I did 2 years of French Robinson. I did 4 more years in Beaumont Federal. Then I had to go back and do 2 more years federal. And in between all that, I done like 3 years violation. So I'm 51, and the people got 15 years from me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm really 36. Honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what it is missing that. The way I look, that's what it was. So I'm gonna flip the script a little bit. So for me, in so many ways, and I didn't get to see it.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, T.
In so many ways, I didn't get to see it, but I see it now. But prison was the best thing ever happened to me.
Yeah,
hey, come on.
Yeah. Only a real one acknowledge that, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real with yourself first to be able to just admit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Like
and then to be able to just speak on it, that, you know, it take a real one.
100%. See, God got a plan for everybody, man.
Come on, man.
Some guys go to prison, some guys go to NFL, some guys go to NBA, you know. Some guys go MLB. At the end of the day, we all end up at the same place, in the grave.
Yeah.
Don't matter how much money you got or what you done, your accolades. It don't matter, man. God got a plan for everybody. And what people got to realize is you going to go through something. Everybody go through something. Everybody, bro. Everybody. You might look at somebody driving a Mercedes-Benz, a different color. Nah, bro, they going through something too. But what you got to realize is that's the blueprint. That's God's blueprint. You got to go through something for you to be able to come to him. When I went to prison, that's the only time I started knowing who God was. Because through all that stuff I went through, and I ain't in no game. I wasn't there by myself. I came out by myself. So, you know, if it was you do something with me, we got to take care of it right then.
Right.
You ain't going to get your homes and all that. Like, I got to take care of it right then. We both go to the hole, and then we'll figure it out when we get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I was. But You got to realize everything you went through, especially prison, bro. You can't go through prison without God.
You
I
can't.
don't care who you are, man.
Bro, I say this, T. You know, it's hard for people to understand us. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I can talk to some people about, not even about prison, just about something that stems from prison. You know, I got out of this and man, my mind, like the institutionalization of my mind, because I was in the system from 11 to 33. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had been in the system, and only people in prison can understand me at times. I mean, God had brought me a mighty long way. I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when I hear you say that, and I needed prison, bro, I'd probably be dead. Or man, what? I needed prison was my God's blueprint.
Yeah.
And when you saying that, man, that just made sense to me, man. Go ahead, man. I don't want to cut you out.
Well,
Like, how did that affect your mental, man? All them years and your emotions. How did it affect your family?
Well, like I said, I really didn't have no family at that time. I really didn't have family. Right before I got, let me just say like this: I did a lot of praying, right? And me not having nothing, I set a lot of goals. You know what I'm saying? And I set a lot of dreams. I would say dreams because a lot of times you laying back on that bunk and all you see is just whatever color that ceiling is. You got so much time to think, man. It's funny how being in that prison, you remember so much stuff. Like you can be this type, remember that. You get out here, you don't remember none of that. But you had time to reflect. So my dreams and my goals is what kept me at night when it got quiet, when it finally got quiet, and me not sleeping, just looking up at the ceiling, you know what I'm saying? And that's what kept me going. Like I said, I did cognitive. I took whatever class. It's really about your mindset once you get in there. Because once you get in there, your first 6 months, you're going to figure out who you are, where you're going to be at.
See, let me stop you right there, man. I don't want to interrupt. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We're going to pick back up right there.
Yeah.
Your first 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talk Yo-ish. Today, we have a special treat for you. We'd like to extend a big thank you to our sponsors: Gold Star Barber Academy, Honey's Favored Sweets, and Midas Eye Media, for making this episode possible. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to bring you the engaging and informative content that you've come to expect from Talk Yo-ish. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes, and remember, keep talking your ish. Thank you for your continued support, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey, I'm back, man. Hey, we're going to pick back up with T. T, so tell us about that first 6 months.
Yeah, so my first 6 months, man, was hell, man. So I pretty much, thought I could do what I was doing in the world. I'm coming here and do my own thing too. Well, see, I went to Gaza back then, like I said, I got a little age on me. So Gaza, East and West is where you went. Everybody went to get classified back then. I got an 824305 number. So you go to Gaza.
Yeah, you got
it's back there.
you're a
Yeah.
dinosaur. Right?
Yeah, so when I get to Gaza, I don't know nothing about it. This our table. This is our pistol. This is our TV. Me, first thing I did wrong, I want to watch something. They watching stories. You don't mess with some stories.
Hey, what they do? Hey, young and rested.
I come downstairs. I take the little pencil because the button's gone. I take the little pencils. I stick it in there. Look at man. I almost had to fight all races. So first thing I learned
behind that young and rested.
Behind the TV. First, it was the wrong TV in the first place. The first thing I learned was respect. I didn't know that in the world. I didn't have to have no respect in the streets.
Yeah.
I was just wild. I ain't had no guy. I ain't had no mama. I ain't had no dad. At that time, I was wild. You know what I'm saying? So I learned respect. That's the first thing I learned. You know what I'm saying? And I got hit upside my head a couple of times in my bunk. I bounced back, but it wasn't all about being so tough in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought the life was about. I'm tougher than everybody. Nah, you ain't tougher than everybody. You damn sure ain't tougher than that sister. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So my first 6 months was like that. Go ahead.
Hey, LB, introduce yourself, man, and tell us a little bit about your experiences in prison.
Oh man, LB, Bag Valley. I did a total of 14 straight from 2007 to 21. It's a long, strange trip, man. When I first got in there, like I did 4 years in the county fighting my case before I even got there. So by the time I got there, I'm kind of already broke in a little bit, you know what I mean? But what you gonna see is you got a lot of men that don't have anything to hang on to but their manhood. And their manhood mean everything. But it come in the smallest forms. That's why you get your head busted over behind a TV or sitting on the wrong bench or being on the phone too long. Like we don't have nothing to flag our manhood on, so we find petty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're young, everybody got a point to prove. You have repping your city, your last name, your gang if you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got 3-4 faces you gotta wear at the same time. But luckily, I ran across some people with some sense, and they gave me some game. I was probably about 8-9 years in before the light clicked on. So you can just imagine how much crash you was doing on that front end. But luckily, I got it on my way out the door, man. Got introduced to some people that took the same L I took and ain't coming home though. So, they kind of want to see you, they living through you right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I still got somebody check on, just got off the phone with one. That's the first thing they ask. You still cool when I tell you? You still, you know what I mean? Because they way in the cheap seat, man. They will never touch the court. And I kind of think about them as I move because, all of us can say it's a long look when you leave and then you come back and there's some people still in there. You know what I'm saying? We've been through that ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's frustrating on both ends because he got to see me again. I ain't left, and I got to see him again. Like, bro, we can switch shoes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But at the end of it all, I'm better for it. I say that.
So you forgive me, bro, for keeping you up all the nights in the county. Hey, I got your round game. Hey, bro, LB, listen. When I come to the gate, they got LB concert. Let's go.
Yeah.
All night long.
Hey, I got you right, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't get you right, bro.
good.
I help you practice, though. You know what I'm saying?
There's a whole lot of people not getting no sleep. He get moved down the hall. He gonna pop the bean slot.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah.
I still need that.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to give you your card too just because, we all know where you came from, man. That shit real. Everybody ain't able to bounce back like that. Even with all the resources that they got, they ain't got the mind to do it. You know what I'm saying? So.
But see, bro, this the thing for me, bro. Like, I'm so proud. Like, there's so many guys in our community and women, bro, that get out of prison. And it's to make it. I explained in my last episode how, bro, we leave the wilds, bro. If you make it, bro, you get the 50. They still do the 50.
I don't know.
But when you discharge, they give you the $1. You know what I'm saying? They give you 100.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Right.
And I'm thinking about what you said. There's some people in there, bro, that was there before I was born.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't never gonna see the court. Like you said, bro, like, hey, and I ran into them cats, man. I play chess every day. But I'll be proud of my community people in my community, like, that I know. People that I know, like right here. Like this kind of circles that keep me motivated. Like, damn. But I'm gonna tell you, he was like, we jammed up together. Not together, but
yeah.
We share the same struggle. I know Body. When I see Body, man, when I get a text from Body sometimes, like, bro, take that down from Facebook, bro. We moving in another way, bro. Like, hey, chill out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or when I get that from you, bro, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's those kind of circles that understand me. And when I talk to these kids, I see me. Like, that's my motivation. Like, I've done that already, bro. You ain't smarter than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep you from coming to that back gate at 17, 18 years old. How many of them we done seen come to that back gate with 75 ag talking about when I'm going to make parole?
It's over with.
Man, get comfortable, bro.
Yeah, you might well.
But I'll be sad for that, man, because I don't want to see the kids in our community go through that, bro. You know what I mean? Being 18 years old, never coming home because they make one little 2-minute decision. Mess up their life.
So I'm going to say something about what you just said about all them youngsters coming in. I know when we was coming in, our goal was to get out.
Right.
That ain't the goal no more. These YNs is doing what they can to get in there, and then the people that they listen to and looking up to is inspiring them to go in there, or you ain't nothing if you don't go in there.
A badge of courage.
A badge of courage, man. The more time I get, the tougher I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's the total opposite. Like we went in there most of those, we went in there to get what we had to go come up out of there. You know, that was my goal.
Yeah.
I got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? When I stopped crashing, you know, because my first was 12 acts. I knew I had to do 6 no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, I'm just going to act the fool till that 6 come.
Mm-hmm.
And when that 6 get there, I'll start chilling.
Right.
That ain't how that shit works.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, that ain't how that shit
I got 5 years. I clown for 5 years. I say, I got 6 months. Let me get it changes right now.
Yeah.
2 years set out. Be quiet. Hey, wait, okay, I'm gonna act up a little. 2 years. I got the 9 years. I said, I'm doing it to the door, Lord. You let my credit be living when I come home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But, Kitty Boo, how was it like? Did you see a lot of young girls coming up?
I was young, so
I mean, like little
18,
girls, yeah.
Not so many, but up in my age, yeah. They didn't have support though. So they went at wild and doing whatever you had to do to survive.
Right.
I had support. I had my sisters and my cousins. And so I never went without. I never needed. I could always use the phone. And I think nowadays jail and prison is designed to keep them there because it's too comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I have a brother in prison that he has 14 years, 7 years that. He did 9 years, 8 months. He was out 2 years. He got 10. He's too comfortable.
They got tablets and
Tablets,
and
phones.
working on AC.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
it.
so you get too comfortable. And what he was saying, like, we went in to get out. They go in to stay.
Yeah. And man, so y'all tell us a little bit about the struggles, like when you got out. I want people to hear the struggles of, because man, like I said, you get that $50, you get that $100, man. They talk about all these resources, man, but like I don't see too many resources once you touch the ground. You got resources, don't get it twisted. You can go get these resources, but I have a problem when people have those. I can't find a job. Now I understand employment is hard to get when you go a felon. When you get out, man, that's so tough. But I also have a problem with people that it's jobs out here.
Yeah.
You know, man, we work for free, bro.
Yeah.
LV. Man, I work. I hit that Aggie on that ground. Man, I'm just telling my brother in the last interview. Man, I picked that itchy ass that okra one time.
What time was
Hey, God,
3:30 in the morning.
scratching, riding on the back of that wagon. We did that shit for free, bro.
Yeah.
Let these boys on these horses talk bad to us. And you said, man, I ain't working at no McDonald's. Man, bro, I did 10 years.
Little that green jacket on his coat.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to speak on that, man. That's a controversial topic, but it's a real ass topic that needs to be discussed. Somebody talk that shit.
It took me like 6 months to get my ID. I paroled to T out. So proof of address, I ain't got no deals over there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it took me like 6 months to get my ID. Shout out to Keith Salazar. He helped me get it. He'll tell you. I'm over there working for him. You know what I'm saying? And he put me in play to get my ID. But as far as opportunities go, like, you gonna pay your dues. Ain't nobody, you kind of got a red flag already.
You gonna get them
So
rejections.
you gotta prove that. That you already know. You should already know that. I mean, if we call ourselves from the streets anyway, you already know you kind of behind the 8-ball, period. So if you trying to do something different, you definitely out of there. But you gotta go that much harder. But I see once, you show a little scratch to you, they gonna, the resources will come, but you definitely gotta show it. Though.
Right. Because I feel like this, man. I think that's my personal opinion. I think that's one of the biggest reasons for recidivism, I believe. Because you got people that's genuinely, I don't know, that you got people that genuinely get out and want to do right, bro.
Yeah.
But when they run into those, they ain't strong-minded enough to run into those roadblocks, bro, like us, like, that we didn't already kind of weathered the storm, but like, man, I put in the job over here, man, I'm going back to what I know. You know what I'm saying? And so they go back to what they know, and then they back into the situation they back into.
Yeah.
But I feel like having that strong support system, and it like seemed like everybody right here had like a somewhat semi-strong support system enough to still be out here.
Yeah.
Let's talk to that.
Well, you gotta, if you got any kind of, you gotta have a plan before you leave. See, everybody, a lot of people think they're gonna get out the wall. When they let you out the walls, you walk down the street, that's where it starts. It don't start right there, man. It start, let's just say you got 2 years. Man, it gotta start 3 months after you get in there. That's where your mind gotta be on what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna try. I don't really believe that. I guess I ain't never had no problem getting a job. Because, and the reason why, if somebody come to me with that, if I go get a job, somebody come to me with that, and I feel like that's what they own, then I just simply ask them, are you hiring me or you hiring my record or my past? Are you hiring me or are you interviewing me or are you interviewing my past? Because I'm here to work, you know what I'm saying? So, and then another thing, so if I don't get that job, I just ain't never felt like I can't do something. You know what I'm saying? After coming from prison.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like we the chosen one. That's just my opinion. I feel like we the chosen one. And believe me, I don't believe half the stuff in the Bible. What I do know is I read the Bible because I love the stories. You know what I'm saying? But all the stories in the Bible are guys like us, women like us.
Yeah. Was in prison? Paul, man. Paul was
Hey, man. Pimps holding people in jail. That's all God wanted. That's all he wanted with him. You know why he wanted them with him? Because there was people he can help. He can't help nobody that think they perfect.
Right.
What they need God for. So that's just me, man. I just feel like if you get through the prison system, man, you special, man. Because everybody don't make it out.
Like bro said, don't start with the mind, though, bro, because, you know, a lot of people don't get the concept of mind over matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And a lot of people be weak-minded, bro, to where they ain't got no persistence and they ain't got no determination and no drive to where they get told no a couple times, they resort back because they ain't built, bro.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's
and we are known for always taking the easy way out anyway. So shit. Once we hear no a couple times, it's man.
Yeah.
Because bro, look how many people sit at that knock table all day. Every day.
All day long.
And bro, like, sit at the knock table all day, every day. Man, in and out, man, everything, coffee, cold, shower, and bro, you're not getting the skill. You're not even going. You ain't going to town. Yeah. You ain't learning nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I at least self-educate myself. I at least went to college. You know what I'm saying? I at least got a welding trade. You know what I'm saying? So
you can't mistake movement for progress. Yeah. So them people that sitting there doing that all day, them the ones hey, what's up, man? Hey,
yeah, move.
Oh, you finna go? Yeah, I'm finna go hoop. I'm finna go play. Yeah, I play not, you know, when we gotta be in there.
Yeah, downtown.
When we gotta be in there. Yeah. But if it's something to do and we ain't on lockdown, I gotta go outside, man. I can't be in there because I gotta go. If I ain't gotta do nothing, go out there, jump rope, and look at the sky like I'm stupid. Yeah. That's just what I need to do, but I can't be in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody did their time different. But, man, like, what about them lockdowns, bro? Like, I've been on guards and East. I've been on guards and West. I've been on Conley units. But when I was on Cofield, let me tell you something about that lockdown, bro. Man, I was on Glass House, man. Listen, that's the hottest unit, bro, in the world. Yes. I mean, I ain't never felt heat like that, never, man. Yes. Bro, we had hornets. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how dirty these laws used to be. It's middle of the summer, and they call you for chow. They got beef stew down there. It's 1,000 degrees. Yeah. And you know beef stew already make chow hot. Yeah. Man, they got hornets flying around Cofield. Man, hey, I'm seeing people slump. Yeah. Girl, hey, man. Hang your sheet up there. Call you. I used to lay down in the floor. 2 fans. Hey, 15 minutes. Yeah, man. Sheet wet. Got wet. And they coming in on lockdown with that little sandwich. With that little sandwich. It get good for 2 days. You get your little frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have your little peanut.
Yeah, they get the next week. Ass every day with
you gonna have a little peanut butter. One spoon.
They might not put no tin on that boy. It might just be straight peanut butter. Yeah.
Hey, by the 30th day, my stomach
ain't gonna ball it up.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah.
The whole band.
So saying all that, so this is where it come. This is where it come from. So prison really got a good design for the people that don't plan on coming back.
Right.
If you don't plan on coming back, that's like the perfect design.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get
Me
shit
going through
together.
that as much as like I say I did. Them people got 15 years out of me, and that was me just being stupid and stupid over again. I finally got it at the end. You know what I'm saying? But man, that was like the perfect blueprint for like don't come back, man. Like almost you could die from heat. You could die. I seen people die from heat.
Yeah.
Right.
I seen people die in the pill line.
Right.
Because these people playing with their medicine, people that really need it, but so many people down there play.
Yeah.
Play.
That was a crazy thing to me. I ain't
Go ahead.
that pill call was that was one of the things that kind of threw me out, bro, when I first got in.
Hey, hold that thought, body man. Hold that thought, bro. We're gonna come back, man. Our last section.
Yeah.
All right, we back. Body man, what you were saying, man, before we left?
Nah, man, I think pill call was the first real wake up for me, and like you say, it's designed for the people who don't want to come back. Pill call was the thing that I seen that controlled the minds of a lot of black people off in TDC, bro.
Yes, sir.
Bro, I used to see dudes sleep all day long, no job, no nothing, medical restrictions. They'll sleep, and you'll hear pill call. These dudes will jump up, won't brush their teeth, won't nothing. I'm talking about, bro, go line up. Like they line up, go down there, and they come back full of them drugs, bro, and they zombie walk back to the dorms, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this shit is crazy, bro. And they live like that, bro, every day.
I have much time to
Every day.
That's why I say mental health, bro, is crazy, bro. Like, your mental health can be affected in that. My brother asked me last week, did I have to transition to how was that world, in that insane world? Nah, bro, like, I had to become insane. I had to be, I had to fall right in, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was already a rascal, you know what I'm saying? I explained what rascal was last week, but like, I was already,
Yeah.
let me find out where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get these packs, and let me get this right here, let me get going. And that was me at the beginning, man. As far as at the end, man, I really just was focused, man. And that's kind of what, go ahead, T.
I'll tell you another misconception a lot of people got about prison, especially young dude, that you're gonna be somebody different than you, a different person than you are out here, than you is in there. You the same person in there, bro. And that's why a lot of people don't make it out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you stiff out here, you stiff in there.
Thanks.
So my thing is like a lot of my thing is that's a different world. And for me, man, I was raised in that world. Like I was there from 11 to 33. You know what I'm saying? So when I get asked that question, I'm saying, shit, really, bro, it's hard to do this now. And that, when I'm in there, what you mean? I block that world out. I'm in this world, but I ain't of this world.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hustle in the streets, so I'm gonna hustle in here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
I win in the streets, I'm gonna win in here too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, shit, if somebody from the outside was looking in the window, they couldn't tell Dino the difference from now you ain't gonna catch me with no punk shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No homo. I ain't meaning it like that. So,
I get what you say.
you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want my show to get banged out. But like in the prison, like I wasn't with that, bro. And I was one of the ones like, you do what you do, and that's cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the average person will see that in there and be twisted, bro. You can lose your mind of what you see in there. Because my first time in there, bro, I'm working in the kitchen on Coke Conley unit. I'm hustling. I'm trying to get my wine packed through the bean chute. Watch out, little Dino. There's somebody I hoop with, play chess with. Watch out, little Dino.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm young at this time, like, bro.
Right, yeah.
That fucked me up. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You can be fucked up by that world, bro. Like that. I'm of this world. Right. I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. You dig what I'm saying? That's a lot of stuff we seen in there, bro, that could traumatize the average person.
Right. That I you know what I'm saying, I co-sign on too, because it is a mental trap in all forms. You already, even as you ride there, you don't know when you're coming home. You got a sentence. You just know you got an end.
No idea.
You know what I mean? So you don't know People can tell you. You can ask 50 people how long you think it's gonna take for us. Man, you gonna do
We
my
was just talking about the
Yeah, they gonna tell you.
But who thought? Listen, let me ask y'all this: who became a psychologist in a? I did.
I mean,
Who
we
became
all
an
did,
investigator
bro.
in that view?
We all did
I did.
because you
We
have
all
enough
did.
time to use your mind in a way that
We
you
all
ain't
did.
never used before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
man, bro, I'm gonna tell you, like, I had a little lady that taught me cognitive shit about this time. One of the strongest black women I ever met, bro. She reversed the whole scenario and taught you how to think different to where she was like, man, you know how y'all go home and get released from prison, y'all families throw y'all all these parties. She like, that's the stupidest, crap ever. Because y'all are cousins and little friends and stuff. They look up to y'all and they think it's okay for them to, for y'all, to go to jail because they see it's gonna be a celebration when they come home.
Right.
I say, man, that's crazy.
But you know why I became a psychologist in that motherfucker? And I know y'all did too, because y'all survived. You gotta decipher a person really fast.
Right.
I gotta be able to read this person like that.
Yes, sir.
I gotta be able to investigate and not get myself caught up in the circles like Kenny Pooh was saying earlier. I don't mess with a lot of people. That's why she didn't have no altercation. I gotta be able to. Nah, y'all in that category.
Yeah.
I gotta be cordial and keep it pushing and respectful.
Norms and all that.
Exactly.
And sillies and all.
So as long as I did that, bro, that's why I here now. I can look at a person or be around a person for about 10 minutes, bro.
And I already know.
I gotta get you alone,
The
dog.
gift of discernment.
That's it.
Yeah, so you God put people in your life, and either you're gonna teach them something, they're gonna teach you something for a season, for a reason. And I don't deal with too many because I can already read you, and because who I used to be, I'm trying to change and continue to be not the person that I used to be, and not become so angry to where if I feel like you're gonna be an issue or your energy is out, I'm gonna remove myself because I know Kendall's still in there.
No, for real.
And people don't call me Kendall. If you call me Kendall, I don't answer because I'm not the same person.
Come on.
And they're like, you are, but I'm not. I feel like to go back when you said about the pill line and how the homosexual stuff, people say, oh, you went to prison and you became gay. No, it was already in me. My family just never accepted it.
Yeah.
And so me growing up in prison, as becoming a woman, I was able to be like, okay, nobody have to accept me for who I am. God still loves me the same.
Yeah.
So I don't care what
But that's why Kenny Pooh, Kendall. That's why I say I wanted a woman's perspective. Because I never had a woman's perspective. None of us probably had of women in prison. I ain't never had. But I feel like in a man's prison, but like I just feel like it's just some traumatizing situations where man, I said I didn't even want to be around no men when I came home. I swore up and down. I said, but I ain't hanging with nobody. I used to tell my brother, I don't want no man friends. Yeah. I don't got no home, but I got a small circle right now. I got a lot of people I know and love in this community, bro. And I see you, I love you. Bro, we ain't hanging out all the time, bro. Because because we did that already, bro. And me and all next year in prison.
Then what?
Man, come on, man. Come on, buddy. Talk on that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's an ego trip for me. And we can catfight and leave it alone. Men have to prove something. And a lot of men in prison have to prove that they're not homosexuals. Right. And it's a lot of men in the community that have been in prison that are homosexuals. And they get out and they are no longer homosexuals. Man, but you have to prove it. And like it's something that you have to prove.
And I think, no, you're right.
Understand.
And you're right because, but you know what? And I was...
Man, the flip side.
I'm treading lightly because
you got cats that come back to the free world and they so institutionalized and used to having, what they had going on in there, bro, that they come crash out on purpose in the world just to go back to that situation.
That's true.
Yeah. How many times have you seen that?
But I'm saying I want to crash out to go back.
Some of the biggest gangsters that we've never seen in the streets, but inside of there, bro.
I don't think they crash out. I think they're afraid of because they've been in prison so long that they mind frame is prison. I'm afraid to be in society.
Well, I think okay, I can agree with y'all. You know what I mean? But I can say I've been in prison since I was 11. Some form of incarceration.
Yeah.
I wasn't, my mom was saying, I'm trying to get back in there. He was like, I'm gonna let my dust
Not
hang.
like
You know what I'm saying?
like
No, I'm just saying, for some people.
Yeah.
But you do have, man, and I'm treading lightly on this conversation because I was like, I'm one of I'm not nobody keeper of secrets, but I feel like that world is that world.
right.
And if I see you out here, it ain't my business.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? And it becomes my business though. And it's my family. Right. Or like you just flex. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we all know somebody that knows, you know what I'm saying? That was from our community. But
well, I told her when I said pre, because she right. It's a lot of people that move like that will get out here and then kind of look down on the people that are not hiding the fact that they're moving like
Right.
when they move like that too.
Right.
So
Okay.
any of that, if you kind of man, I mean, they say stand on business. So whatever it is, if you stand on it, then you get a level of respect for saying this is me. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of dudes that will play and then come out here.
And bro, that's my thing on the political side. And I don't really want to go into politics on this episode, but like, I don't care. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't at my front door, bro.
Right.
I don't, and it's not even just that, because I got family. I love my family. If you can't, but say you is.
But that's why you
just
don't
act like don't get around me.
Acting how you do.
Because I got a little brother that's gay. You know what I'm saying? So I love him. I still love my little brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, it ain't my biological brother, but it's a brother that was raised by my mama. So I love my little brother though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nobody fuck with him. Right. But it's them ones. You're right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's them ones.
You get to talking about, and just for the people that are single, you get to talking about the pool of women, and you was lying for this 5 years, and I don't know what you was doing that whole time, and then you come home and you with these women. Right. And I mean, I'm just saying. I know you got it.
How it go.
And there is the pool.
That's how it go.
If that's what you do, that's what you do, and there's a section for that. Mm-hmm. But you can't say, nah, I don't do that, go over here, and then when everybody's back turned, you go back over.
Are you right, bro?
You know what I'm saying? That's what make it unpleasant. But going back to what you were saying about psychology and all that, we all had it in us. It's just that you got the time to channel it. Because when you want to get in that conversation line real quick, you know what I'm saying? When you about to get a case, you know how to. So we can't say we don't know how to talk to nobody. You know what I mean? Because we know how to talk our way out of something, but we don't know how to talk our way into something. If it ain't, a feedback.
I think people from prison know how to do that, bro. I think prisoners are winners, bro. Like, I don't know. The ones in this circle right here, how y'all stay free? I want to know what keep you free? What motivates you to stay free?
Well, I say one thing real quick. Like she said earlier, I'm a second what she said. Just because you got out them gates, you got out of prison don't mean you out of prison.
Right.
So
I was one.
So I'm saying, yeah, you might have walked out of that physical prison, but if you ain't had this straight before you got out, it don't mean nothing. So what keeps me out is, of course, kids, family. You gotta have something to stay out for.
Right.
So you gotta create that, because getting out, you might not have it. You might not have that while you in there. You gotta start creating some shit that's gonna keep you out of there. Yep. A lot of people don't know how hard it is for us that knew we couldn't take none of the shit that go on out here in prison. Like words to get you, a few words to get you turned upside down in prison. But out here, a lot of people get to say a lot of things. You got to bite your tongue. They don't understand, man, what we really capable of, what we seen, and how much restraint we got to have. I feel prescriptive. I don't know if none of y'all been, but when I went to the Fed, now in TDC, we right here. We all from Texas. We South Park. We Dallas. Them Dallas boys gonna fight. The West Dallas boys, they gonna fight. Yeah. So if you get to a unit like I was at French Robinson, you gotta come from here. It ain't no other choice. Now I went to the Feds and found out Texas is the only one to still do this. Don't no other cities or states do this. They stab. So it ain't nothing to go in the yard and feel the tension, and 5 minutes later somebody getting stabbed to death right in front of you. Right. So it's a lot of things you gotta move. So like I'm saying, the stuff we seen, like y'all say, is mental. And then it's all about restraint too. So your question keeping us out, it's all about restraint, bro. Cause I can see, I'm blessed, bro, but if you get out here and you had a wrong mindset, I believe that if you got the right mindset, you gonna make it.
That's just what you think though, T on this right here, because that's one of my biggest things that kept me free. And I'm gonna let you talk. Can restraint, bro. I ain't never been one. Listen, bro, like I've never been one to do this. I know how to handle my problem with one way, or the other way. It's one or two ways we gonna get. And now, bro, and you run a program now, and I run a program, and that man, look, I used to say this. I need them kids more than they need me. Them kids make me wake up every day with a mission.
Yep.
When them parents call me to go to the school, the principals allow me to come into the school buildings and man, the juveniles let me come up there now out of flooded that whole juvenile. I told that whole juvenile. You know what I'm saying? Now I go in there and talk to them babies. So keeping my mouth shut, bro, and not doing this or this, like, bro, that's so hard. That's so. But the people that men, the strong circle of men that I got around me, and the guidance from God, bro, like that's. I can see another tomorrow because I ain't had no plan, T. My plan was to stay free every day. Today, when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna stay free because I can get a job tomorrow, today, or hey, I can make some. I can build those every day as long as I don't shoot nobody or fight nobody or slap nobody or run my truck behind these slow ass college station people that be driving. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you though. You know what I'm saying? In that fashion. Go ahead, Kim.
And what keeps me free?
Yeah. And any advice that we got, because I want y'all to give y'all advice regardless. We can edit out some of the other stuff and then, but I want y'all to make sure y'all give y'all advice to the kids in the community.
What keeps me free is my wife and kids. I didn't have a plan when I got out. And I didn't have anything when I got out. It took me about 8 months to get a place. Took me a year to get my kids back with me after being gone for 4 years. It took me to, I believe, to actually sit there and talking to God because I was listening to the Bible, but I still wasn't. I don't think I was fully prepared and ready to get out mentally because I was still in prison mentally. Physically, I was out, but mentally, I had so much anger for the people that I was there for, the ones that I was there for, the ones that the whole situation occurred. That wasn't there the way I would be there for them. But I also know that God wouldn't allow them to walk in my shoes because they wouldn't make it.
Right.
And so what keeps me free is my kids, my wife. Like, she's a calm to my storm. So I can go do this, and she said, that ain't cute, babe. That's
Come
okay.
on, man.
Be quiet.
Hey, I said that too. That peace that you, all of us got wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that peace, man. When you can come in your house and you got some sort of peace and miss this whole crazy world. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, T.
I already went.
Go ahead, B.
I've been talking too
Like
much.
you say, bro. I mean, that peace at the house, bro. That was my main thing. You know what I'm saying? Because my old lady held it down, bro. While I was gone, like down to where I was like,
let me go and visit with you, bro. Sometimes, damn, man, I ain't got
she kind of held it down to where all I had to do was come home, bro.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And we jumped in the food truck. We was in the food truck maybe a year. And the buzz built it up, you know what I'm saying? And that building kind of fell in my lap, bro. And shit, we've been popping ever since, you know what I'm saying? We just had our 1 year, anniversary, man.
Shout out Exotic East, man. Body and Dre, man. I've been doing it every episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's my motivation, bro. I get up and I love going to work every day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I came home and, did what I was supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? Man, my little girl, my youngest baby, she popping her stuff right now, man. It's beautiful, bro. I can't complain.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry. Go ahead, B. Go ahead, LB. I got to close it.
What keep me out is pretty much everything that keep y'all out. The only addition I would have to it, I got some people that, you know what I'm saying, they my alarm clock. They're going to find a way to get a hold of me every morning, you know what I mean? Like I said, some people ain't coming home. So, they going to make sure I get up and get to it, you feel me? And they tap in like a father would, you know what I mean? And that luckily, I have some form of counsel, you know what I mean? Because some of the stuff we go through, you can't really, if you're a helper, who going to help you? You know what I'm saying? Right. So they the people that I vent to, you know what I'm saying? And they actually can sit back and give me a real answer instead of just saying yeah to something like that. But
so Man, we gonna get ready. I'm gonna close it out, bro. But my closing remarks gonna be like what I see in this circle, and what I agree on is that we good fathers, good mothers. We went through that fire. We owning businesses. We the best Bags Valley, best rapper in BCS. That's another episode. That's another episode, bro. It's another episode, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Owning 2 businesses. I just looked like
Shout out your man. Hey, shout out your man.
Talk your way. Talk your way.
Talk your shit.
MMK Security. My wife is a security officer.
Okay.
And we have PNP pressure washer. Yeah.
That's how, man. Hey, man, y'all tap in, bro. If you need security,
please do, because we going to make sure that.
Because we be needing security all the time at events. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad.
I might need security at the
security.
He gotta protect my
But now, like when we start, because we finna get ready to start transition to staying open and late.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like on first Fridays, I
Okay.
want to start staying open till 2. So I'm gonna need some security to walk my perimeter. So
Shout out LB.
we gonna lock in.
Okay.
Shout out LB, man. He gonna do my jingle.
Man, if I ever finish it.
I'm talking about this.
No, I got you.
Yes, it.
I got
Hey, I'm bringing you back on, bro. Again for the rap thing. I'm proud of you, man. But I'm proud of y'all, bro. It's stories like this that keep me, you know what I'm saying, going. Like it's stories like this that keep me going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody else gonna hear this story and be motivated by it, bro. Well, man, I don't always do the. People can look at me and say I think I'm doing the right thing every day. I don't. I'm gonna stay free every day, possibly, because I'm gonna try to avoid situations that's gonna get me back in that situation.
Yeah.
But to see Body out, man, get out, man, start the business. Kendall out doing her thing. You out rapping. T, you out got your own business. Shout out Battle Boys Transport, man. He the transport
Express, man.
He the transported Boosie.
Everybody,
Kendrick Lamar, man.
Everybody, man. Everybody.
So
I know them all, man.
you know, and we come from that fire. We come from that fire, man. And I appreciate y'all coming on, man. Hopefully some little boys and little girls, man, in our community that can hear this, man, and they can think different. You know what I mean? They can see y'all, a young lady that can see Kendall and she doing right. A young little boy can come up there and bottom oxtails. He better not get them all, but I'm saying he bottom oxtails and talk to you and listen to your story. Now he can say, man, I know you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like to, I use this platform to say talk your shit, but we talking our shit right here with our actions. Being free, staying free. This is the kind of circles I love, man, because y'all can understand. We can understand each other, and we can grow from each other, and we can build from each other. You know what I'm saying? Not hate each other. Man, it's all about love in this community. Man, I want BCS, man. We got so much talent here, bro. We got so much talent right here. You know what I'm saying? And it's the prisoners, man. The ones that messed up, the cast outs. We the ones, man. We talking our shit right here. Hey, y'all tune in next episode.